Hello and welcome to MGP610. I'm Kev, and with me this week there is Sheepdog and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. No Anna this week. I've worn her out. We've been out on an adventure all day. I've worn her out, Pappy. We've had an adventure. We've been to the great city of Milton Keynes, very quickly becoming my favourite place on earth. Don't be at all surprised if within the next 3 years we move to Milton Keynes. I think it's a great, great place. But it's brilliant. Milton Keynes has got everything I want. Me and Sheepdog said this when we did the best thing from Milton Keynes a few years ago. It literally has everything I could possibly want from a city. There's a Lego store, there's a big toy shop, there's an IKEA, there's a Costco, there's concrete cows, there's a ski slope, there's
skydiving.
Skydiving. There's a massive water obstacle course out on the lake. We have been Milton Keynesing our face off all day. They've got Swedish fish in multiple flavors in IKEA. I've not seen them in there before, but I loaded up on Swedish fish. And then went and spent all my money in Costco. Just we did a 3-trolley Costco trip. Trolleys, pal.
Wow. Am I imagining things? Did Milton Keynes not have a reputation?
Snobby wangs don't like Milton Keynes because it's a new town and it's planned and everything I like about it, people don't like because it's a soulless husk with no history, and it's organised on a grid system with the H roads are the horizontal ones. They've got a H and a number, and the V roads, the vertical ones with a V and a number, and it's so easy to get around. And everything is walkable and everything is perfectly positioned, and there is absolutely no history and no soul. But I don't need any of that. I just want my things all quite close to each other, and that's what Milton Keynes offers me.
If you move into a place like that, it's like a blank canvas where you can be the history and soul. Whereas if some wang moves there, they're like, "Oh, I don't have anything to cling on to that somebody else did 50 years ago. I can't be proud of something I didn't take part in."
Exactly. I mean, we were on the way home because we had my my eldest child with us. That's one of the reasons. It was a 3-trolley trip.
Bouncy.
That girl, Bouncy was with us. And as we were driving back to the dump that we live in now, she was like, Anna was doing the tour, showing everything. Lucy was like, "I don't want to live here. I'm not going to live here." And don't worry, no one's making you live here. We don't want to live here. This is just a cheap place for us to keep our stuff. If we want to do anything or see anything, we leave. I don't see the attraction in living somewhere where all the stuff is. We live somewhere with history now, and it's dirty. So I want to go somewhere with no history that's clean, and most people don't like. I don't want it to be dirty.
It seemed very nice when I visited.
Did you? Oh, you did visit, yeah. I mean, our bit's nice. We're on the new build estate off the back of it. If you go actually into the town itself, it's like entering another world. The Heritage Centre is basically a car boot sale. It's phenomenal. I don't know how they get away with calling it a Heritage Centre, but they do, and it's just a car boot sale.
I mean, I
need to warn Pab that Mrs. Sheepdog has been telling me that within the next 15 years, we might be moving up to not quite your way, Pab, but towards Yorkshire, because her brother lives there, and she went there and loved it.
Yorkshire's basically the same place, Pab. Yeah, it's the north. You're basically in Yorkshire. You all sound the same.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, Sheepdog. You wouldn't tell me if you were here anyway.
I'm actually there on the weekend, Pab. I'm doing.
But you were here a few weekends ago as well.
I was there on.
I go north of Birmingham, I tell Pab I'm coming and try and meet up with him.
Well, I was there before because
I had no, but I try.
I had to ship like several hundred comics, so it wasn't really Pab, let's meet up.
I carried them for you.
No, Saturday I'm doing the Autism ADHD show in Manchester, and then I'm going to see a singer I like do I like this band. And then the lead singer has started a Taylor Swift cover band. And I think I might mention this last week.
You did mention it, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And they're playing, so I'm going to go see them. I only know like 4 Taylor Swift songs, but it'll be fun. So yeah, that's my plans in Manchester. I didn't even think about the fact that you lived there when I was telling you that before. I'm sorry. I would have invited you to the gig. I mean, you can still come if you want.
If I'd known, Sheepdog could have told you to turn around. Like I do with Kev.
But yeah, no, Mrs. Sheepdog wants to move up to that kind of neck of the woods at some point. She keeps saying so.
The
I might
north.
have
She
to.
knows it's the north, right? You've explained to her that it's the north.
Yeah, I mean, since I've known her, she's dragged me further and further north, like every few years. So I wouldn't be. I don't actually know whether we moved more north in Deeping. I don't know whether Deeping St James and Market Deeping are.
Yeah, you
side
did
by
go a
side.
little bit further north.
Yeah. God, she's cheeky, isn't she?
Yeah, you
I've
keep creeping
only just
further.
noticed
I mean,
that.
the last two moves have been like 8 miles total between them, so it's not been that much of a big deal. But yeah, Yorkshire's another leap.
That's how it starts.
She also has me sleeping on the northern side of the bed, thinking about it.
Interesting.
Oh.
She's slowly moulding you into her dream man.
Yeah, she'll start getting me shirts to wear over my t-shirts. But yeah, I could probably wear a flat cap. I tried the bandana after last episode, and that went down well. Looked all right in that.
Did it?
I'm going to wear that again at the weekend.
Went down well with who? Have you been modelling this in public?
It went down well with literally everyone. It was fantastic.
So you have worn it out. That's what I'm asking. I'm making sure you've not just put it on, looked in the mirror and gone, that's gone down well. You've worn it out. That's good. You've got a new look. You're the bandana guy now.
Yeah, I need to I keep eyeing them up online and thinking I need to figure out what sort of style of one I want to get. I don't like some of the patterns that some of them have, but other ones, yeah. So
I am surprised it's taken you this long to become a hat man. I thought you'd be wearing beanies long ago.
Oh, mate, I'm sure I've told you before. There's pictures of me from Reading Festival in like 2003 where we always had a thing in my group that hats don't suit me, and we happened to find a stall that just had like one of every hat type, and I stood there trying on every hat while my mates took pictures of me in each of them, and not one of them worked. The only one that even came close to working was it like a Scottish hat that had ginger hair sticking out of it, and when I put that on, it kind of suited me because of my ginger beard. And we just thought that was ridiculous. And there was a top hat that kind of worked, but every other hat in the shop didn't work. You made me try on hats at that transport museum thing, the post museum we went to. And
I'm forever putting hats on you.
Yeah.
It amuses me.
Whereas, weirdly, that same year, someone put a bandana on me and went, bandanas really suit you. And then here I am 20 odd years later going, I should probably have listened to that advice. I'll have to try it. But yeah, no, I wore it. I actually wore it while I did my talk as well. I just had it on. Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I almost went full bandana this week. I did a live stream wearing a wet towel around my head because it was so hot in our Lego room. So we've basically become bandana people in the same week. I need to see if there's any video evidence of me with my version of a bandana on, so I can show you how handsome I looked. And maybe we're both going to be bandana people.
That'd be cool. I mean, we became cap people at the same time when we found out we could get them with our initials on. There is no San Diego, whatever the names are, Padres bandana. Or at least I couldn't find one with an SD on it. I will keep looking, but yeah, the extensive look I did came up short.
There you go. I've put that in our little Discord for your eyes only. Don't be sharing that anywhere, you pair of rascals. That's only had several thousand views of people seeing me wear a wet towel on my head.
To be fair, you look like Ryu's let himself go a little bit. Street Fighters.
You mean he's sorted himself out? Is what you mean there, sir? I think you'll find. Finally started looking after himself.
I was going to say, just because by your standards you've improved dramatically doesn't mean that you're
That's
better
exactly
than
what
Ryu,
it means. That is exactly what it means. Or else, what on earth was the point? The amount of hot dogs I could have been eating.
It does, to be fair, it does suit your hair sticking out the top of that. I think that is a good look for you. Yeah.
Well, I think next time we're on a panel together, we're gonna have wearing bandanas in different styles. We'll have to get Pabby one. Pabby can wear his as a cravat. It'll look lovely. That's nice and northern. Northerners wear cravats, don't they?
I think it's like a neckerchief.
You can wear one of those ones that looks like to me, right? This is not what they look like, but to me, they remind me of the gliders in not this current Mario Kart, but the previous one. They're like stretched fabric that come out the back of the cart. Some women wear them usually, don't they? Just like over the front of their head, but there's like gaps front and back. Pap can wear one of them.
There you go. Problem solved. We don't need caps anymore. Throw the caps in the sea.
Oh.
Sorted. Right. Video games. I am at the end of Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. I am at the point where it is telling me to get my affairs in order because I am about to enter the end game. So I've obviously taken that to mean, oh, there's no rush. I'm gonna make sure I'm still around for the curry contest. I've done the curry contest. I've had my wedding, and I'm just basically doing odd jobs, making sure that I've got enough like potatoes growing and stuff like that. So I don't like the way it tells me to get my affairs in order. That alarms me a little bit. I feel like there's a chance I might not be coming back. So I'm just getting everything in order, and then I'll go. And if I end up coming back, at least I know there's potatoes and everything is good. So by next week, I'll be done and I'll be on Fantasy Life, which everyone is telling me I need to play now. So I am giddy and eager to get started. The only thing that's going to stop me moving on to Fantasy Life is if Expedition 33 drops any further in the Steam sale. But at the moment, it's only 10% off, and I feel like it's still more expensive than it would be on CD keys.
Have you looked?
No.
You're going to make me go and look?
I don't want to pay more than about 18 quid for it, Pab. That's my problem.
Don't you have PC Game Pass?
26.
Not on my Steam Deck. I'm not playing this in a chair like a caveman.
I didn't realise.
It also doesn't run very well at all, apparently. On a Steam
that's
Deck.
their problem. Then that'll impact my review when it comes to voting for Game of the Year, won't it? If it runs rubbish on the system I choose to play it on, that's on them.
Yeah,
and people said all that about Baldur's Gate and various other things, and I thought they all ran fine. I don't need it to look pretty.
You might be all right.
And I don't. As long as I can get like, I don't know, 10 or 12 frames a second and can see what's going on, that's all I need. I don't need any of this newfangled modern gaming that you lot love. I don't think my eyes refresh fast enough for 60 frames a second anyway, so I don't need it.
I must admit, people had been saying like, oh, don't play this on the whatever my Xbox is, the S, is that what it's called? The little baby one?
Yeah.
And I didn't have a problem. There was the odd scene where like their hair was a bit wiry, but I was just like, who cares, Because I can imagine there being people out there who were probably like vomiting blood at the thought of their hair not being.
People are stupid.
4K.
The only way I'll not play it on Steam Deck is if they announce a Switch 2 version before I buy it on Steam, because I'd rather play it on my shiny new toy because it just feels more comfortable in the hand than the Steam Deck does. I really like the Switch 2 form factor, but that's the only way I'm not going to play it on Steam Deck. I'm not going to sit and play it on a screen with a controller like a caveman. I play all my games handheld now, and if they don't play handheld, they don't get played. That is my one rule. Handheld is all we need, Pabby. It's all we need. But yeah, that's there's not really anything I can say about Rune Factory because I'm so far into it now that anything I say is going to be a spoiler. It's still very good. Anyone it's out on Switch and Switch 2. If you like Persona with all the social interaction stuff, you'll like this. If you like boss battles, weirdly, I'm doing so many boss battles. If you like boss battles, you'll be all over this. If you like farming, you'll be all over this. It's just a jolly nice game. You should all go and get it because it's jolly nice. That is my extensive review of it.
That's all right.
Yeah, very good. Did either of you take part in GoFest at the weekend?
I downloaded the game on my phone again.
So it's nearly summer then, Kev, that means.
Yeah, I don't know because we're not really going anywhere this summer because of Football Manager and being poor. I don't know that we're having a summer this year. I'm just having hot days in my office. But I can't really afford to be out and about having fun at the moment when I'm having to make 3 videos a day to keep the wolf from the door. That stupid wolf. So yeah, I think summer is cancelled, so we might just not play Pokemon this year.
Yeah, I should have mentioned just at the top of the thing, but I'm a bit miffed because I'm a mixed bag actually. So my doctor gave me my results of like the scans I'd had, and he was like, "Yeah, this blah blah blah," said what they think is the issue in that. But he was like, in the meantime, while we figure that out, he was like, if you're feeling tired at all, maybe I could give you some more thyroid medication. Do you think that, let me know if you want some. If you're feeling tired, let me know. And I like rang him going, are you having a laugh? That's what I've been talking to you about for 2 years. I'm surprised I didn't swear at him, if I'm honest. But I told him that, and he was like, "All right, yeah, cool. I'll prescribe you some more." So once I get that, I'm thinking, "Oh, he seems to think that'll stop me feeling tired all the time, which means I can go back to work." Obviously, that sucks because summer starts now, and my family are all going to be off school and off work and enjoying holiday fun, and I'm going to be returning to work after 8 months, which just seems like an idiot. Can't believe
It just looks like you found another excuse not to actually go on holiday with them.
It does, doesn't it? It does look like I'm just planning. I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere, to be fair. But I did say to someone yesterday,
They'll plan something now they know they don't need to bring you.
Well, I was like, I don't actually know whether they've got any plans for going away, which is mad. But yeah, I'm a bit like, God damn. So I don't know when I'm actually going back because I don't know when they're going to give me the medicine and whether that's going to have an impact or what. But because it's the same stuff I'm already taking, I just ground up one of the tablets I had into like whatever the fraction, you know what I mean? It was like it's going up by X amount, so I just ground some up and started taking a bit extra. And so far, it hasn't really helped. It's only been a couple of days, and I'm also just self-medicating with it. I need to actually get the official stuff the doctor wants to give me, but I just thought, sod it, let's go. So yeah, I'm in a similar boat in that summer's looking rubbish. GoFest was good though. I did enjoy it. I was a little bit miffed on the first day because the Saturday I'd bought the ticket. And Ollie was really excited about it. And so he was like, let's go out, drive and do some raids. And we drove out. And normally, when there's a big like event where you've got to do the raids, they usually give people who don't have the pass like 5 raid passes to just kind of keep them involved. So we parked up and Ollie did a raid and then we went on to the next raid. He didn't have any passes and it wasn't giving him any more. And he got so upset. Like, yeah, he's quite like, because he's older now, he just doesn't really get upset that often anymore. He's quite good with everything. But I think the heat and just his absolute letdown of this not, he thought he was going to get all stuck into GoFest and then it's just ended. So I was like, sorry, I'll get you the ticket. Forgetting they're like 15 bloody quid, aren't they? So by the end of that first day, I spent 30 quid on GoFest for me and him to do it. And I think we'd only got like a handful of decent Pokemon and the day wasn't that good at all. We were just like, that wasn't worth it. But then, to be honest, Sunday was much more fun. We did a lot of raids. We did a lot of catching stuff. I think I must have, got at least 20 Pokemon. I was happy with that kind of thing. I just got to spend a cool day with Ollie. It was worth it. It's worth every penny. But I think if we'd have been recording this Saturday night, I'd have been properly mardy about how rubbish it all was and how annoyed I was and how it was like not a good year or whatever. But yeah, no, it was fun. And they're doing lots of like celebratory things at the moment. They got like their 9th birthday event on and you have to link it up with Scarlet and Violet to get your gimme ghoul bag thing and blah 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 to try and get a shiny one of them. So I'm trying to do that with Ollie each day. So that meant I fired that up. I want to sit and play Scarlet and Violet to try it out on the Switch too because it works so much better. But
I was going to ask you about this.
I haven't started it up yet. I've been doing the postcards on Ollie's Switch because the game was already in his, and I would have had to have done the whole moving it across thing. But I've seen videos of people playing it and it looks so good. Like you go into an area and all the Pokemon are just there. There's like 20 or 30 of them and it'll refresh and shinies appear a bit quicker because obviously you're not waiting for it to load and the next batch of 5 or whatever, you're just getting the full abundant kind of scene. So I just thought, I might have to load that up and have a crack at it. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if I want to play it through again. I'm in a bit of a funny place with games at the moment because I obviously finished Expedition 33. I actually loaded it up. I don't know if it's yesterday or the day before. I was chatting to Ollie about it, and we were looking at what achievements we had done in games because he's been hammering Hollow Knight at the moment. I don't know if I ever mentioned, but in I think it was 2022, he tried to play it after I'd played it. And there was a post in a group I'm in where I said, my son's just started it and he's getting destroyed by the first boss and he's really upset. And they were like, if he can't do that one, maybe it's not the right game for him yet. Well, he started playing it 2 months ago. And as of today, he's on 103% and has about 5 things left to do in it. And he's been playing it with a mouse and keyboard, which is insane.
Wow, okay.
I keep telling him to play it with a controller. But because I've made such a point of this is absurd, what are you doing? You've made it so much harder for yourself. He's now like, I've just done this, boss. I'm better than you. And we were looking at it, and he turned out he's played it like, I think as of the other day, he'd played it 3 hours less than I had, and he'd pretty much caught up. He hadn't completed it yet, but he wasn't far off. And so I was joking with him that if he does it in 3 hours, he can claim to be better. But he's also gone and done some of the things that I didn't do, and that was what we were looking at the achievements on. He's done a few of the bits. I think he just needs to do the Pantheons, the Nightmare King, and the end boss, and he's basically done, I think, which is mad because they're just super hard, and he wasn't doing too bad at them with his, as I say, like just pressing WASD on the keyboard and clicking with his mouse. But yeah, this is a lot of tangents. Because of that, because of looking at those achievements, we were looking at Expedition 33 achievements, and I realized there were certain things I hadn't done in that. And one of them was it's a defeat this I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything because I know Kev might play it at some point. Defeat this win this fight in this place. So I loaded up the game and went to that place, and I'm looking everywhere for this bloody thing. And then Ollie sort of said to me, "Are you sure it's at the end of the game where you are? Are you sure it's not like something you have to do the first time you visit this place in like Act 1?" And yeah, it was, and I'm very disappointed that I missed. So I was like, maybe I can New Game Plus it and get the achievement that way. But that's where I am on it. It's like I missed it. I missed one music CD because you have to have happened to have had a conversation during Act 2. I missed that fight because I didn't know it was a thing in that place. And then I think level 99 is the other thing I have to get to, and I'm not sure whether does your level carry over in New Game Plus. Do you know?
No clue about that one.
Yeah.
You'd think so, but I don't know.
Because part of me is like, if it carries over, I'll just crack on and I'll level up slowly. But then if it doesn't carry on, and I need to just stand there at the end of the game, and I think all of my characters are like level 91, so I'm like, okay, it's only 8 levels I've got to grind, but they're obviously the highest amount of XP. I'm not necessarily an achievement hunter anyway, but I just realizing I was that close, I was like, ugh.
What happens if you just continue, just load back into your save, or is there not an option for that? Did it not load you before the end, like the final?
That's what I'd done. So I'd loaded into the save just before the final boss to
and you start
try
grinding.
and do the bits. But yeah, I thought about grinding there, but that's where I went to try and do the battle that I thought I needed to do.
Right.
It turned out it was Act 1, not Act 3. So yeah, I played a bit of that. What else did I do? I'm trying to think because I've not played anything particularly. I've been trying to find new stuff to play, and I've not really been succeeding at it. I ended up getting an F1 game because Mr. Sheepdog's really into F1. Well, we both are, but I said it before, but we haven't played the game yet. We played more of Mario Kart World, but again, it's just been the family kind of sit around racing together game. Cult of the Lamb I'd obviously been playing through, but I've got this like burning urge still to replay Baldur's Gate on a harder setting, like to do tactical mode or to do the Dark Urge mode. And I'm just like, I can't sink 100 hours into either of them. When I'm supposed to, not when I'm supposed to be playing a new game, because I'm not doing it out of obligation or anything like that. I just keep thinking I should play new stuff. There's so many more things in the world to check out. Playing a game I've already played for another 100 hours seems mad. But there doesn't seem to be anything at the moment that's gripping me as like, this is the big thing you should definitely play. It's even if it was a 100-hour game, if it was just another 100-hour game that was on the kind of level of Expedition 33 and Baldur's Gate, then it'd be like, yeah, cool, let's go. But I'm not finding one at the moment. Yeah, I'm not to be a downer on it. I just think it's not a time of year for it, is it? Things will look better later in the year, I guess.
Get yourself Rune Factory. It's all you need in your life.
I'm not sure I would, because I don't do handheld as much as you or at all, really.
You need to learn. It's a good skill to have.
I mean, it still works in the console. It still works as a console.
This is going to sound weird, but the kind of like farming and grinding and doing little bits and bobs. Yes, I'm doing that in Cult of the Lamb, but
yes,
the sort of game that Kev's. I like, I've looked up Rune Factory. I'm thinking I'd play that on a handheld if it was like a phone app, but I don't feel like I'd play that on a TV. It's like I liked Disney Dreamlight when I played that for a bit, but then I was like, this would be much more. I'd enjoy this more if I was just tapping away on my phone. I don't really want to sit at a TV and play a game like this. Probably do need to just get over the weirdness of not wanting to play handheld. I just don't tend to do it.
Why don't you just play? Yeah, why don't you just play it in handheld then?
I just don't tend
It's
to.
weird.
I mean,
I find it odd, Sheepdog, that you say I'd much rather be playing it in handheld, and then go. I'll just turn it off instead.
It's not. It's not. It's not. I'd much rather. It's more of a. This game doesn't feel like it's suitable for TV, and then I just don't play it because I'm like, what? I mean, it's not that I want to play it in handheld; it's that I don't want to play it on telly, which I know is senseless. But yeah, that is what it is. It's like I wouldn't play Tetris on a TV. I tried it with Tetris Effect, and it just didn't feel right. You know, Tetris is a handheld game, but then I don't fire it up on my Switch in my handheld, even though I would love it. When I got the app on my phone for a bit, I played it for a bit on an app, and it was good. But I don't know. I am a very weird person. I can't play Blatro on a telly, even though I've got it and I love it. I got it on the Xbox on Game Pass. I never play it on the telly.
I kind of see that. I don't know why, but I kind of see that.
And if I try and play Suika Game, which both of those are still games I just put on all the time. Like I play Suika Game constantly, but I tried to play it on the telly again, felt alien.
You could play it from really far away and then pretend it's like a mobile game.
Well, at that point, I might as well pick up my TV and swipe my hands on it. But no, I guess I'm calling out to the universe to say, give us another game of the quality of Baldur's Gate and Expedition 33. It's only, we've only had 2 of them in the entire run of the podcast. Let's give us another one. I've been reading rumors that Final Fantasy IX is about to be announced as a remake, a redo, and I think that's also causing me to be like, oh, come on, give me that. That'd be great. That'd be great if they, because it's its 25-year anniversary, and it's the only game. There was that leak, wasn't there? Was it the Nvidia Shield or something like that?
Yeah, the Nvidia.
And it's the only game on that list that hasn't come out yet. So, and I remember reading even last year, people were saying it's due out at the end of the year.
But this is all rumors and things change. That thing was from, I think I remember listening to something about it today. I think the leak was in 2022. Things change.
They do, but the thing is as well, they've been releasing a lot of artwork this past month. I know it's because of the anniversary coming up, but it's also
for the Magic set that they're doing a bit as well.
Oh, see, that's been killing me as well because there's like a Twitch streamer that I follow that they keep playing games I love, and then they've just started doing pack openings of these cards, and I'm like, oh, like the art is really good, but I have no interest in the card game, and I'm not going to put the cards on display anywhere visible. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to have them on a shelf to flick through. It's just going to be that moment of opening them, and then right, they go in a box now. Where am I going to put these?
Yep. I know that feeling.
Yeah, so I'm resisting, but I keep watching the videos out of fascination and getting that nostalgia for the Final Fantasy games again. I don't know if I said before, I got Octopath Traveler on Game Pass, but I haven't started that yet.
Yeah, you did mention you downloaded it, I think.
Maybe actually just start
supposed to be good.
I also, when I was, Ollie was throwing my games all over the place, getting them out of a cupboard looking for something, and I say throwing, he's politely putting them in a pile. I'm not trying to do him dirty, but I suddenly saw Live Alive, whatever it's called, was there, and I was like, God, I never finished that. I played through one of the stories most of the way, and then never did the other 5 or whatever. So again, I thought maybe I should get on that. Actually, maybe that and Ni no Kuni were 2 games where I was like, I got both of these on the Switch and never played them. So maybe I should actually, well, never played them for long enough. Maybe I should get both of them done. Maybe I've answered my own problem here. Yeah, that is me for the week. All my worries and concerns about gaming. You can tell us what you've been playing.
I mean, I find it funny that you've gone back to Expedition 33 because I've sat there looking at it this week, going, maybe. No.
I saw someone say that New Game Plus took them something like 5 or 6 hours because, I mean, they skipped cutscenes, I guess, and they knew directly where they were going.
Yeah. Well, I'd listened this week to a spoiler cast that it was a huge podcast I listened to, like just discussing the story and stuff, and it like got to the final act. And they're talking about stuff I have no clue what they're talking about. And then I was like thinking, yeah, I did. I rushed that last bit thinking I was done. I think.
So did you not go and do the hard bosses, the side?
I didn't do Simon. I don't even. They started talking about Simon. I ain't got a clue who that is. I didn't do anything.
You can't miss Simon out, you silly
Tell
goose.
me about it. Apparently, it's one of the hardest fights in the game.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
I didn't even.
I had a great time.
I haven't got a clue who Simon was.
I rocked up to that thinking, well, I've smashed everything else; it'll be fine. And then I don't want this to sound dramatic, but I learned how to use the Picto system properly at that point to be able to beat it. I was like, oh, okay, I can't just half-assedly equip whatever makes the points that I've got available to me and just be like, yeah, that'll do. If I actually sit and think about the build of my character, it wasn't as yucky as that might sound to someone like Kev, who doesn't particularly like having to faff around with. I don't know. Maybe
you certainly don't want to have to pay attention during a game.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
I just went, I'm going to equip everything that makes power go up, regardless of what the effects alongside that are, and just put them all on one of my characters, and then just tried to make sure the different things that needed to be done to make some of them work were in place, and then just went in and smashed him to bits. It was very fun and satisfying. It felt cheesy, obviously. But the alternative was learning how to parry like 20 moves in 3 seconds or something stupid. Yeah, it weren't happening.
Yeah, it's one of them things that I started. I mean, a lot of the comments that I'm hearing on some of the podcasts about the game is that, like the sentiment around like the ending is too easy because you just become over leveled. And I was like, I don't recall that. I don't recall it being dead easy. But...
Yeah, so preparing for that battle meant that when I got to the end boss, it was like conversation, battle starts, I do the move, next piece starts, I do the move, and I was just like, oh. Before I'd got to that point, I had been I'd taken all of the Pictos off and kind of toned it down massively, and just went back to playing it the way I was playing it before to enjoy it, like to just enjoy the way I was playing it. But by that end boss, I'd kind of tried to prepare again for it. I didn't go quite to the levels of what I had for Simon, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like a couple of hits. It was just story beats. But that to me, that actually helped because it meant that I just went into the battle and they were battling, and you know what I mean? The story was cracking on. I wasn't in a 30-minute fight that then suddenly I got a bit of plot afterwards. It just felt very smooth. So I don't know. I feel like that's not a super valid complaint because it's kind of written in such a way that it doesn't hinder the experience. I guess they were expecting a major battle between two big characters.
I think they think like the end boss should be like substantial, and like a lot of people were just one-shotting them, and you're like,
I know I'm sort of rehashing an old Sheepdog story, but when I got to the end of Final Fantasy VII for the first time, it took me hours. Like, I was level 30, I had none of the good summons. One of my characters was a frog because I'd been cursed, and I didn't have any cures on me for that. And I just ground through it, and I remember being so knackered, but like celebrating like I'd achieved something. And every time I played that since, however many times I played that game, that boss has never been anywhere near that difficult because I go in understanding how magic works, how items work, how I can kill that in like under 5 minutes, probably not even that. Whereas that first time I was honest to God doing it like for at least 2, nearly 3 hours. I remember my sister came in to watch for a bit and was just like, this is a long boss. I was like, yeah, it's ridiculous. And when I try to tell my friends that, they're all like, what on earth? So I get it. Sometimes you do expect it, and sometimes it's fun if it's like that. But I don't know. The only way they could do that is if they tweak how they could have scaled the boss, maybe, couldn't they? Like, if you're doing that much damage, he could do that much damage or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I think that would have been annoying for me if that had happened. But anyway, go on.
It's just, I say, I just listened to a spoiler cast and just like going, oh wow, okay, I didn't see that. Okay, and it just encouraged me. I also watched the over ending sort of thing.
I went back in because you're not allowed to properly do it, if that makes sense. Like, you can't load your save up and it will just give you...
No, I heard that, so I just watched it on YouTube, the other ending, because I was like, I need to see, because they're discussing things, and I was like, apparently I picked the bad ending. I was like, it made sense in my head at the time, though. Like,
it's quite...
I knew I was doing the wrong thing, but I could justify it.
Sort
of thing, yeah. So
I spent some time on Reddit after I finished it, and there were people on there who picked your ending who were getting so angry if anyone called it the bad ending. They were so livid, and it was like, I mean, a couple of them I think must have just been teenagers who were trying to pretend they were older. But I was kind of being like, I picked this ending, and I felt like it was the right thing to do, and la da da. And I actually feel like the game, it actually was very clear that was the good ending. And then I checked the other one afterwards. And then, because what I really loved about this game was, as much as I told him not to do it because I didn't want to spoil it for him, because I thought he might play it someday, Ollie basically sat down and watched the ending with me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, they're making me make a choice. I think I know what I'm going to choose. And he was very much like, it's very clear what the choice should be. And when I picked my choice, he was like, yeah, that was obviously the choice. And then we had a really good chat about it, where he was talking to me about like his understanding of the story and why that was the right choice. Blah. And I was just like, yeah, cool. I mean, that's where I kind of felt on it. But I'm a grown man. You're a 12-year-old. I kind of, we shouldn't have really reached the same conclusion in the same way. But when we were chatting I was saying online, I really like that about how it got him thinking, and we had a really good chat. But then, yeah, some of the people were just livid, and there wasn't many. I didn't see many valid reasons why the other run would be a better choice. I get why it'd be a good choice to an extent, but I feel like there was a lot of people.
My reasoning was,
it just fit
was more rational to me in the moment. Yeah, I knew the choice. I knew the choice was wrong in what I was doing, but I felt I had to do it a certain way.
Maybe as well.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas I think there were just people trying to argue that it was fundamentally,
and
right.
Let's be honest. I mean, this is not really a spoiler, but they're not necessarily good. Neither of them are necessarily good endings.
Well, no, and that was
There's one maybe a little better than the other, maybe, but that's the best.
No, exactly. It's not a happy. It's very French. But it was very much like, I don't know, just the implications of one were definitely not right, I guess. Anyway, I don't want to spoil anything.
No.
But no, I loved the fact that it really got, like, it was already getting me thinking, but it also got Ollie thinking, even though he hadn't even seen all of it, and it was a good chat. And so that's, I think, again, what I'm yearning for now is games that make me think a lot, but also give me someone to chat to him about like that. I mean, it's been fun that he's playing Hollow Knight because he chats to me about his understanding of the lore of it, and he's seen some videos and stuff. I think he's really into the story of it all. So we have some good chats there. But I don't know. I need to find something that just ticks the box for me. I'm not saying that there's nothing out there, because I read things, I'm like, yeah, maybe that, but I don't know. I just could do with it being a really, really obvious one, like Expedition 33 ended up being, one that just takes over the zeitgeist for a little bit.
Yeah. There will be something.
Maybe the new Pokemon game will do that.
Well, so what, October?
Yeah, not long.
So yeah, I have, like I say, I've not played that one. Here's one for Kev though.
Hello, Pab.
I've been playing Fantasy Life.
Have you? And is it the greatest game in history, like people keep telling me it is?
No.
Interesting. Remember, you are a bad judge of these things. Am I going to think it's the greatest game in history?
Possibly.
Okay.
I've played about 5 hours-ish. 5 hours of which I don't think I'm out of a tutorial yet.
Sounds like my kind of thing.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things.
I never really want to feel like I'm out of the tutorial, because that means I'm having to not just follow simple instructions.
I keep waiting for the game to like kind of let me off the leash, sort of thing. That. Yeah, I do, in a sense of, because this game is like billed as sort of like Animal Crossing meets Stardew meets Breath of the Wild sort of thing in places. And I feel like I'm not allowed to do anything particularly yet without being like held on a leash to like go to this place, do it, go to this place, do that. And there's not really any freedom as of yet. So you start off, you're like an explorer's assistant or something like that, and you're on a boat with a big dragon skeleton that if you've dug up, and it's got like this like amulet thing around its neck, I think, or something like that, and it's shining like a green like beam of light out, and you follow him where this beam of light is shining, and you do that, and then another dragon turns up, and this dragon, I don't know what Fantasy Life is like, but this dragon turns up and he's got like he's armed to the teeth like with rockets. He's got rockets and he starts blowing up your boat and what have you. To which point your dragon skeleton wakes up and then fights him for a little bit, and then he loses, and then you end up like on a crashed ship on like the side of an island sort of thing, kind of washed up. And then from there you're on your own, I think, for a bit, and then the like first mate's like little bird turns up. Actual bird. It's not like a
we all assumed it was his girlfriend.
No, exactly. No, it's an actual bird. So you do some things. You potter about this island for a bit. If I remember rightly. In fact, no, that's completely wrong. Because before that, the dragon saves you. The skeleton dragon saves you and takes you through a time portal. And you go back. What you find out later on is 1,000 years, and then you wind up on this island. And then you find like there's this whole civilization and what have you, and you go talking to people. There's a few people about in this town, and then you go to like a guild hall sort of thing, and then you speak to somebody, and then you've got basically you can't get back to your time without having a life. You don't have a life. You get called that if you don't have a life. Lives are effectively jobs in like a job system where there's like 14 or 15 lives, and they vary from like woodcutter. What's a woodcutter called?
Lumberjack.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking lumberjack, but I don't think it is that. But anyway, one of them, a carpenter, a blacksmith, a chef. So there's like I said, there's tons of different jobs. There's like list jobs like that, and then there's jobs that are like offensive. So it's like not offensive as in like rude, or I mean like offensive, like I don't know, like someone with a sword, so a mercenary, or what's the guy from Baldur's Gate who I can't think of the name of the type of class that takes a vow as well.
Paladin.
Sheepdog. Paladin. No, is it a paladin? I don't know. I'm talking rubbish. Anyway, there's several like classes that like weapon classes as well. So I took woodcutter initially, and I started chopping trees. I then have to go and speak. So I go to the guild first and get this job. Then have to go speak to the master of that job, and then learn under them, become an apprentice under them, do a series of tasks for them, which is basically just cutting down trees. Cut a load of trees down, get that job. I'm now licensed to be an official woodcutter, which is great. Okay, so then I get that job. It evolves into me doing this a few different times, of getting a few different jobs to be able to do certain quests to let me go get back on my dragon. Because there we go. I figured it out. I remembered. The dragon is too tired and too weak to fly, so you need a certain fruit. But the king has the fruit, and the king will only let you do it because you don't have a life. He won't discuss anything with you because you don't have a life. There's a specific term to not having a life as well, and I can't remember what it is, but it is stupid. It's funny. Anyway,
is it Reddit user?
No. It's so much so daft. I'm like, wow, you see what you're calling me, is it? But anyway, so you do all this stuff, and then you go to fly away, and then someone puts a chain on the dragon, and they're like, whoa, and it's the guild master who says, "You destroyed my house. You owe me 10,000 gold." I'm like, "Oh, is this your Tom Nook fella? Is this your like equivalent to your Tom Nook guy? Now you owe money to this person because you've destroyed their house with the dragon. The dragon's destroyed your house, and they're not letting you go anywhere until you've paid it off. So then you have to go and do some other things. Like there's suddenly like the town has like folk in there, and they have loads of little side quests that you want for you. So like go and do this, go and do that, and then certain quests obviously reflect on what, like if they've got a white bubble above the name, it means it's a quest that you can do with your current life. If it's a blue one, it means you don't have that life yet, but you can go to the guild and start a new life, but you have to do a series of side quests to become like a master of it, sort of thing, and then perform that quest and complete that one, which is what I did with like what did I do? Blacksmithing, I think. I had to be able to mine as well. So I had to go and get some. I think miner is one actually. I think I did miner, so I could mine some copper ore.
Do you know how hard it is to resist actually trying to do blacksmithing? I really want to forge metal in my garden. Mr. Sheepdog won't let me. I keep seeing videos for it and stuff. Every time I get a bit of Amazon credit through this thing I do through work, I'm like, oh, I should buy some gear and stuff.
There's not a miner. There's not a blacksmith kit on Amazon, surely.
Yeah, you can buy like a forge type thing where you have to hook it up
on Amazon.
You hook it up to like a gas canister, turn it all on, and then like you put your metal in the middle and heat it up to like whatever.
You don't even own a screwdriver. What makes you think you won't die doing this?
I have a screwdriver. I have an electric screwdriver and a drill. I put up I walked into my toilet the other day, and one of my sons has left the toilet roll on the floor, and I thought, God damn it, I've had enough of this, and I put up a toilet roll holder on the wall. I've had it on the shelf for like 18 months, and I just spur of the moment decided to do it. I've done lots of little random things. I repaired our fence, and it stayed up ever since.
What are you going to smith in your forge that you're going to get?
Well, the sky's the limit. I'd kind of just thought to myself, I could start off just having a play with it, try and make some sort of weaponry.
You can buy anvils on Amazon as well.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to order a £66 anvil off of Amazon just to see how they deliver it.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I just thought to myself, like, I never know where things are going to go. I could build myself a suit of armor. I could end up getting carried away and be the next Iron Man. You just don't know, do you?
I'm confident you wouldn't.
Mate, when I fly by in my rocket suit and can't even say it then, you'll be feeling sorry that you didn't back me.
I'll just throw my anvil at you.
I'll be delivering it. I'll be flying it up there with my rocket-powered weightlifting goods. I just thought that and 3D printing, there's lots of little things where I'm like, that'd be quite fun. But I think 3D printing involves less like molten metal, and Mrs. Sheepdog keeps saying you will burn your limbs off.
Metal, loads less.
She's like, you burn yourself doing everything. Like I don't prepare meals because of the amount of times I have cut my own hands open quite deeply. I have like scars all over my arms and hands.
Yeah, maybe master doing a bowl of pasta before you decide to make your own Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Just imagine you just coming in screaming with like silver hands, or you just poured all over you.
Yeah,
it's happened.
Yeah, but I just keep seeing these videos, and I'm like, that looks cool. I wouldn't mind learning that. But yeah, I think I'm a way away from learning that. Just you mentioning it made me think again. I just yearn for it.
Yeah. So anyway, this game is like you do all this sort of stuff. You do that sort of thing. You get enough money to pay them off. It's relatively quick, to be fair. I didn't realize how easy it was to pay the 10,000 off. You then get on your dragon. You go back to the town you started in, which is 1,000 years in the future. Then you see the town is like it's the town that you're in, but like 1,000 years in the future, and it's all in ruins and what have you. At that point, you go to a dungeon, I think, and then you find like there's like heroes of the world that have been turned into like inanimate objects, and one's like a chest of drawers, and then you have to go to a special fountain and take them to a special fountain, do some jobs for the fountain, for the fairy in the fountain, and then they will turn them back into a person. That is the point where you then need to build them a house. No, she's a crafter who can build houses. She builds you a house. Then you have to have enough resources to be able to build her a house. And then I did the same sort of thing again, same like system of doing quests and whatever, earning stuff, getting resources by doing the collecting the wood and doing the carpentry stuff. Also, there are mini games in each job. So I think the carpentry mini game I failed the first time because I inadvertently skipped the tutorial, not knowing I'd skipped the tutorial. But there's like a series of mini games within each life or job. You do that, and then I found another person who was he a wheelbarrow?
Of course,
something like that. Something like he was either that or like a big massive like chest, I think, or a wheelbarrow. I can't remember. He was. But
this game sounds absolute nonsense, Pab.
It kind of is. But then, like I say, I'm still in the tutorial stuff because I've just been allowed to put my second house down. And this is where, like I say, that has become the Animal Crossing sort of section of the game where I'm placing how I'm rebuilding this village, but it's my village now, and I'm rebuilding it with these hero classes, and they become effectively your residents of your island, and you're building them a house and putting it down. There's also the Animal Crossing bit of where you go into your house and you can decorate it, and then you can put do your decorating your house, put your items in and stuff like that. And then
I do love decorating.
Yeah, I didn't mind that bit, to be fair. That was all right, but like I say, I feel like I'm still in the tutorial stuff. It's not really letting me up. Like there's a whole other section of the game where it's just like a big sprawling open world, and I think that's where I found the heroes. I think I found the heroes out in the open world. There's effectively like there's like a past, present, and future, and you move between them as and when. Like one is like the job system, one is like the Animal Crossing system, and one is like the exploration sort of Breath of the Wild kind of thing. And you move around them as you see fit, as you need to. I'm not hating it. I don't hate it at all. I think it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's the best game in the world. Like, I don't know, people are raving about it. But again, I'm not. It's not classically one of my types of games. It's just I wanted someone to play on the Switch too. That wasn't Mario Kart. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's give it a go. I just didn't want to play games on the PC last weekend because it was boiling. I was like, I refuse to turn the computer on and play games. I'll have a look on the Switch. Yeah, I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. I need to play more of it to actually kind of get out of into the free roam world sort of thing and just like do the things I want to do. But I definitely see like the loop of get a life, master it sort of thing, do the mini games for it, and it's like I can see the constant loop of like there's a quest for this person, but he needs this, so you go and do that. Oh wait, to do that I need this life. Okay, I'll go and do that life, but then again on the way to do that life I need to then master this bit and then do that bit, and it's like a constant loop of do this to do this to do that, and then okay, backtrack it through to complete that quest. On the way to doing that quest you found another quest that needs a different life, but you know how to do it. You've already done that life, and you can wrap that up. It's like it's just constant. There's just quests everywhere. There's tons of things to do in it. I think you might like it, Kev. Just like I say, I've not even seen the farming bit. There is a farming life. There's a farmer life, so you can do farming in it.
A drop of farming.
Yes. Yeah, it's just like I said, I found myself just skipping through a lot of text and talking at times, going, "Yeah, I get the gist. Okay, I wasn't skipping the cutscenes. I was just clicking through the dialogue quick." It seemed alright for what it was. We shall see further on. It seems alright. It runs fine on the Switch. Plays perfectly well.
Hope so.
Yeah, it runs fine on Switch too. It's for Switch One as well. You can get it for Switch One as well. So, the only other thing that I've played of new variety is the game Rematch. Have I talked about Rematch before? I can't decide.
I don't recall.
Have you heard of Rematch?
No.
Have you heard of Sifu?
Seafood, love that.
Sifu.
No.
Sheepdog has heard of Sifu.
Yeah, I played that for a bit, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Thought you did. This is from the makers of Sifu. It's a sort of like a bit of a right turn from them. They've done something completely different now. It's using the same engine and stuff like that, and the same sort of like controls sort of thing. But they've made a football game.
What?
She's like five-a-side.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's like, I hate to say this term, but it's like Rocket League but football.
Balls to it then.
It's like Rocket League but football. And I know Rocket League is football but with cars.
Yeah, Rocket League's football for wangs.
It's kind of like that in the sense of like you start the game and you can do 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5, and you play as one player. And you just play a game. It's like it's got like a timer on it. It's like 5-minute games, and you just play your role, sort of like akin to like they used to do that kind of mode in FIFA, didn't they, back in the day, where you played one player. But it's much simpler. It's like it's not like 11 aside. Like it was 11 aside at one point, didn't it? I'm sure it used to be play at like 11v11, and you'd pick your position, and you'd have to like stick to your position. You can still
do pro clubs on FIFA and do.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that is sort of a little. It's a little bit like that, but it's a lot more free flowing and more like Rocket League, where you can just kind of just potter about and just run around and just slide. There's no fouls or anything like that. So it's just kind of, you can't, when you go to slide tackle, you either slide tackle and you get the ball, or you don't. It's like one of them. It's not like what was that game back in the day where you could just proper foul people? And there was a game back in the day. What was it called? Was it called like Red Card or something like that, from like GameCube era? And you could just you could just properly just mow people down and stuff, and it was fun, but it was limited. But anyway, so I'm not very good at the game right now. I'm only playing like I just matchmaking and just play like 4v4, which I think is a standard way of doing it. I feel like 3v3 would just leave you open a lot of the time. 4v4 leaves you open a lot of the time, and that's an extra person. But anyway, you have 3 outfield players in my version, and a goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper can come out, and it's pretty much whoever's closest to net becomes a goalie. And you get in the box. Whoever's in the box and closest to the goal, just basically he gets a pair of gloves, and then it kind of changes a little bit, because you then your slide tackle and your passes and stuff then become dives and like move around the box a little bit differently. But I'm finding it hard to learn, because it doesn't. I'm fighting the urge to like the FIFA brain of like how to play football game, because it's nothing like how you would play a regular football game. It's like I think left bumper is sprint, and then but you go faster if you dribble the ball and kick the ball in front of you. So you press A and it just kind of like punts the ball a little bit in front of you. And then you pass with X, and you shoot the ball with the right trigger, but you shoot the ball where you're aiming. It's like third person. It's not like top down like FIFA is anything like. It's like a third person game. So you're over the shoulder, like kind of looking at the goal sort of thing. So you have like a reticle, and you kind of aim you aim it, and then just hold the right trigger down, and you just kind of boot it. So it
sounds very confusing.
It takes some getting used to. If you watched it, you might be sold on it, because I've watched it a few times and gone, this looks quite fun. And I've actually played with a group of people who I was in like a Discord chat with or something like that. It might be a little bit easier to playing just on your own with 3 other randoms like I have been doing. It's a bit hit and miss because you don't know what sort of people you're going to get, and it's like some people just don't pass to you. Some people just try and run. It's like any football game where it's just always someone who thinks they're better than everybody. And sometimes some people just jump out the way of the ball and let the ball go in the net. It's just because they're learning, like I did. I did that as well. But it's one of them things. But I want to like it. I definitely will play more of it. I've only played probably about an hour of it. I've only played about 5 or 6 games because I spent more time. I feel like I spent more time in the training thing, trying to learn the tutorial, because I just jumped in the game and went, I don't need any of that. I'll figure it out when I play. And it's like, my word, I got shown up. Yeah, I quite like the idea of it. I think it's a fun idea. I want to like it more than I am right now, just simply because I need to play more, and I will play more of it. It's just I just want to get better at it. I want to score some goals. I do like Rocket League, and I feel like it has the same sort of vibe as Rocket League. Yeah, that one's relatively new, and other than that, that's probably about it. I've got Fortnite news if you want to talk about Fortnite.
Absolutely not.
No,
thank you.
Okay, well that's it. Wrap it up, Kev.
I will wrap it up, Pav. Thank you for the offer. If you want to hassle us on the internet, boys and girls, you can do that at MGUK Podcast. You can follow me at the Lou Show.
You can find me at Sheepdog6K. You can also comment on Spotify on the podcast. We've had a few comments this week. Keep that coming. That was cool.
And I'm at Pav 1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks, Letterbox.
You're welcome, Pabby.